So what I want to do right now is I want to speak to you about the manifestation triangle. And this triangle, I want all of you guys to write this down, because this is going to be one of the best things that you can utilize just for your life, period, if you understand it. If you guys remember, I was broke, right? When I say broke, I mean didn't have no money for even a haircut. It was that deep, right? I had less than £60 to my name. That wasn't even to my name, it was in the bank's name because it was in my overdraft, okay? So my whole goal in life, not too long ago, was to be at zero. Where I looked at my bank account, I was like, whoa, I'm broke. I wanted to be that person, just to be broke. That was kind of my goal in life, was to just be broke, right? Because I had minus in my account, I just wanted to get to zero, all right? And I thought, if I can do that, it'd be perfect. So the thing that really changed it for me was understanding the principles here in the manifestation triangle. And I'm going to break it down with you exactly how this works. I mean, typically, I'll tell you the truth, I'm a young person of color. I should not be able to do the numbers that I'm doing in a typical society, okay? But because I understood this, it didn't matter my race, it didn't matter my age, it didn't matter my demographic, right? I'll elevate it from the lowest income percentile to one of the top income percentiles very, very quickly. And you guys can do the same thing. I'm not saying it to boast or brag, I'm giving you guys an example of what I'm doing and what I've been able to do to know that you guys can definitely do the same thing. There's gonna be no excuse for you guys, especially once you understood this. So, here are the pillars. First things first is there's belief, okay? You have action, then let's just put results, okay? And for those of you who might be like, this is some rah-rah madness, I mean, good luck to you guys, all right? That's what I'm gonna say. But this is deep, this is really powerful. This could be one of the most powerful videos you ever watch. Honest to God, this could be one of the most powerful videos you ever watch. So how this works is like this. Let's say, as an example, you want to lose weight. You're very, very fat right now. And it's being your mission to lose weight. To look trim, to look buff, to look ripped, whatever it is, okay? But in your mind, in the back of your mind, you're saying to yourself, it's gonna take a lot of work. I don't know what to do to lose weight. It's going to be embarrassing going to the gym. I haven't got the time to go to the gym, right? You're saying all these negative things. So what happens to your belief? Is it high or is it low? Low. And what happens is if you start to say these things to yourself, right? Do you think you're going to be putting in like your full effort when it comes to going to the gym or even signing up to the gym or even progressing to get to the gym?
No.
No, right? And what happens is if you don't go to the gym and you're fat, there ain't gonna be no miracle unless you get like a gastric bypass, like those gastric bands or anything like that. Then you ain't gonna lose weight. It ain't just gonna happen by magic. And if you're not really believing in it, you're not gonna really take the action to make the diets and to follow the routines and schedules. So what happens to your results? You're gonna stay fat, right? And you're not gonna have any results. You're not gonna lose any weight. Then what happens is people then believe, oh yeah, I told you that I'm gonna be fat. I'm gonna stay fat for the rest of my life, right? And even what happens is people even do the inverse. And instead of actually realizing they're fat and realizing that their results are not helping them, they actually do the inverse and they harm themselves even more. And they call it comfort eating. I've never heard such a backwards philosophy in my life. How are you comfort eating, right, to now reconfirm the idea that you don't want? But a lot of people are doing this in their life. A lot of people, they want financial freedom, but they're working in a job. A lot of people, they want financial freedom, but they're not willing to get a loan to develop their business. A lot of people want financial freedom, but they have more excuses than money. Does that sound like some people you know? And that's the funny thing about it, that people often do the inverse of what they want. And it's so crazy because the mind sometimes justifies what they're doing. Just because they're taking action, they're taking the wrong action, okay? So what happens is this. If your mind is now telling you, I told you I'm going to be a fat person, you look in the mirror, you're even a fat person or you're even fatter, right? What happens to your action level? It goes down oftentimes, okay? Or it stays non-existent. What happens to your results? Nothing. You're not going to get any results, okay? And what happens to your belief about yourself? You believe it's not going to work, okay? And this is the reason why a lot of people call things scams, because they're following this but in the wrong way. They often think that's a scam for themselves because they're not fulfilling this triangle in the right way. They're not fulfilling the manifestation triangle in the right way. Now I'm going to show you the inverse of this. let's talk about all these crazy people like Thomas Edison or was it Einstein, whichever guy made the light bulb, right? This thing that we're seeing right now to be able to see light, see my beautiful face. But whoever the hell it was that made the light bulb, they had an obsessive level of belief about themselves to be able to fail over 1,000 times, failed experiments. They didn't see as failures, but they had the belief that one day there will be light. It is crazy to know that we can literally press a bit of plastic and there's light in the room. Like, who conceives that? Who conceives that I can press a bit of plastic? Or who conceives that you can bend a bit of metal, then over some seas, you can literally fly over to some seas? Or who conceives that literally you can write on your MacBook and then press a button and the next thing you know, you can see somebody else in another country through FaceTime? Like, all this kind of stuff that we take for granted. How does wireless work? Like Wi-Fi, how does Wi-Fi, I'm connected to Wi-Fi doing my internet business, but how does it work? Somebody had to conceive it at one point. Like, somehow I'm gonna connect to something called the internet, right, through no cables, and it's somehow gonna work. What? Who does that? Do you get what I'm saying? So this is why it becomes so powerful, because those kind of people at the top levels of every single field, they have to have a sickening belief in themselves, okay? That something is gonna work out, even when there's no proof or no validation. Even when they have no results, the results is at 0. So this is why this pyramid doesn't start off at here. It starts with belief. Then they begin to take action. And what happens if somebody really, really, really believes that, you know what, this thing's going to make me money?
They're going to put in the work.
They're going to put in the work. They're going to take massive action, okay? And what happens eventually, right, once you start taking action? You might have some things that go wrong, no doubt, right? Life is going to be imperfect. Life is going to be about making experiments. They try again. And some of them are going to work out, some of them are not going to work out. Oftentimes, most of them are going to work out. But what happens when you start to see stuff that is working out, even if it's small progress?
You get more belief.
There you go, right? If you now have results, it's now confirming into your mind that, look, I can do this, right? Even if it's your first $10 a day campaign. I remember when I had my first profitable campaign, I lost money. I lost stupid amounts of money. I was doing $7 a day. But when I had my first profitable campaign, I threw my laptop away almost. Like, literally, I was that excited because I was like, whoa, like, I'm printing money. I woke up and I made money. Who does that? Like, an ATM machine can do that. I'm an ATM machine, right? And in my mind, I just had a sickening amount of belief about myself that, you know what? If I can do $10 a day, I can do $100 a day, right? Then what happened? I started taking even more action, okay? Then my results started to grow. Then what happened is I started to realize, well, if I can do $100 a day, I can do $1,000 a day. Took even more action. Right, bought even more courses, invested in even more masterminds, paid even more money, flew to different countries, okay? Got even more mentors. And what happened to my results? Amplified, okay? And I started to do from $7 a day, right, to $100 a month, to $1,000 a month, then $10,000 a month, then $100,000 a month. And I mean, by the time you see this, I won't be surprised, right, if my business is scaled to the point where, I mean, it's gonna be doing 7 figures a month. And I can say that because I have the belief about myself that it's gonna be doing 7 figures a month and no one can stop me. It's that simple. So if you guys understand, right, this manifestation triangle, it's going to help you rapidly increase and go up these steps, right? And when it comes to your competence level, when it comes to the CPA game. And if you guys, because this is the thing, this is what's going to hurt you so badly. It's going to be your belief level. Because think about it. When a ball is at the bottom of these 2 points, does it build any momentum? If it's at the bottom of a point, if it's at the bottom of the pyramid, no momentum. What happens when a ball is tipped over the edge of the top?
It rolls down.
It begins to get faster and faster and faster. So it doesn't matter what you do want or what you don't want, you're going to get either of them, okay? So if you say that you don't want to, if you specifically say that I don't think this is going to work, it's not going to work for you. It's not going to work for you. I mean, how dare it work for you? It's against the universe, okay? But if you say to yourself again and again and again, that it's going to work for me, it's going to work for me, it's going to work for me. You just have 100% faith, no kind of inkling in your mind that can counteract that faith. Then what's going to happen is it's eventually going to start working out for you, whether you like it or not. It's the law of attraction. It's the law of your universe, okay? And I mean, just understand that, yes, you're going to lose money. It's going to happen. It's going to come with the territory, right? Yes, you're going to have failed campaigns. Yes, you're going to feel like quitting. Yes, you might be on your last dime right now, okay? But just because you're in a situation doesn't mean you're going to stay in a situation. And just understand that if you guys really focus in on your belief level and don't let anybody to tell you that you can't do this, don't let anybody tell you that CPA is just for the smart people, don't let anybody tell you that you can't manifest your dreams by working from your laptop. If you completely just focus in and dial in 100% on your vision and your focus for yourself and where you want to get to, I'm telling you, eventually it's going to happen for you. But you have to really understand that whether you think it's going to work for you or whether you won't, it's going to confirm itself to you in some way, some shape or form. Okay? Does all that make sense?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what I want to do right now is actually want to do an exercise, right? To see if this, if we can show a live demo of how powerful the manifestation triangle is, and just show you guys live about what it can do for you and what the results can be in your physical life, okay? So can I get a volunteer from anyone?
Yep.
Do you want to be my guest?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to need you to do is come up. I'm going to see something. We're going to see something. I want you to get in front, right there, okay? So I want everyone to say hello to one of our colleagues right now, okay? Just go in front of the camera.
What's better on time?
Yeah. Just come a little bit forward, a little bit. Yeah, that should be cool. That should be cool. That's a bit too close. You're seeing your pimples and all sorts.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So go back a little bit, slightly. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So this is what I want you to do, right? I want you to put your finger up. Put your finger up, like in front of you, okay? And what is that what hand you're at with? Okay, put your right hand up then, okay? And what I want you to do, right, is I want you to go back, right? Go back and go as far as you can.
As far as I can without moving my legs.
Yeah, without moving your legs, right? See that?
Impressive.
Can everyone? Okay, cool. Swear down. Okay. So this is what I want you to do, right? That's the furthest you can go, okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes, really, really deep this, okay? Now just imagine that your finger is in front of you in the same way that it was in front of you before. And I want you to imagine, right, that your finger's going back. And you see that point that it stopped, that your body just stopped. I want you to progress even further past that point.
Ow, yeah.
Right? I want you to go even further past that point. I want you to see yourself go even more. Even if it's uncomfortable, I want you to see you go even more. Okay? Then what I want you to imagine is, imagine if you were to do a full 360 like an owl.
An owl.
An owl. Right? I want you to just imagine that you're an owl, you've done a full 360 and really, really imagine.
Yeah.
Right? Going further than what your body's telling you to do. And I really want you to deep it that you can do it. You can literally go that far if you really think about it. And I really want you to feel how it feels to be in that position where you've done a full 360 with your body. Then I want you to go even further, right? So you have 480 degrees. And imagine how that feels like. Imagine how that looks like. I want you to go even further. So you have 720 degrees.
You'll hurt my body right now.
And I want you to really, really believe that that can happen, like with your body, and that can happen. And you can literally turn yourself around like a twister. Okay? Now come back to reality. Come back to reality. I want you to raise your finger up. I want you to raise your finger up right now. Okay? And what I want you to do is now I want you to embody that. Just remember that image that you had in your mind, right? And go as absolute, the furthest that you can go right now.
You want me to do it right now, yeah?
Yeah, do it right now. Imagine the owl. You see how much further he went? His even hand is out of the picture. His feet are straight. And his hand's out of the picture. Perfect. Maji. Let's have a round of applause for Hervé. Fantastic. So if you guys notice, right, in the exercise, what happened is his previous furthest, okay, was a self-limiting belief that he had in himself, okay? He went to the point where it became painful, okay? He went to a point where in his mind it was like, stop. And this is what happens with a lot of people, especially with the levels that you are at in life, that you automatically, without even realizing it, you tell yourself, I can't do this, I have to stop. Right? Your belief level means that you don't push your body the furthest that it can go, and you don't push your mind the furthest that it can go, okay? And as a result, Hervé was only really touching this part of the board. But what happened to himself when he started to manifest that belief, when he started to see that himself that he can do it, that he started to imagine himself as an owl, okay? He didn't go for a full 720 because that'd be kind of crazy. I'd kind of run out the room if he did that. But he was still able to go further than his furthest before. And that was just for the fact that he had the belief, so his action level increased and his results increased. And afterwards, you actually notice, if you replay this back, He was able to go way further. He was able to go out here. His hand was out of the camera. Okay? And that shows you how powerful this manifestation, like, triangle can be. And if you really, really embody it within your life, honest to God, you can do what Hervey did and push past your barriers. That's what I want every single one of you guys in this room to be able to do. Okay? So guys, hopefully you've got some value from this. Hopefully you've got some insight from this. Again, if I'm somebody that was broke, I was homeless, university dropout, I'm basically a statistic in most people's eyes. If I can go out there and do it, there should be no reason whatsoever as to why all of you guys here, you can't make a success out of your life and you can't do everything that you've put in your mind, because it's your mentality that creates your reality. Okay? Nothing else. So it's your boy, Mr. Opulent. I'm going to see you guys in the next segment.